The higher education landscape in Tanzania has been evolving rather rapidly over the last 10 years or so. There have been massive expansion in enrollment. There have been also the establishment of a number of new universities, both public and private. But this has happened in an environment where we have not been training enough academics. So basically, the few academics that were present are now being distributed into the various universities that are springing up. And that is a cause of alarm, because if it's not managed properly, it might lead to basically, it might compromise the standard of education that universities offer. To make things worse, this is happening in an environment where most of the academics in the established universities like Dar es Salaam are actually very close to retirement. So increased demand for academics because institutions are opening up, but most of the academics who are well qualified or well trained are actually retiring. I think one of the things that we've learned here at Huron, also when we visited Guelph yesterday, is the emphasis you put on student-centered learning. A number of initiatives aimed at that. You have very elaborate schemes for assisting students who have problems with their learning, with writing and things like that. I think those are things that we could we'll be looking at seriously and see how we can adapt them to the local situation. But also, increasingly now, most of the operational budget of our universities are derived from student tuition fees. When student tuition fees are an important component of your budget, it's important then to look at, to make sure that you actually are serving the students well, which means teaching becomes a very important aspect of an academic's life. At the moment, the career reward system in Tanzania only recognizes research outputs. So we promote our people on the basis of publications, very little regard to teaching. And what we have learned from here, from Huron, and also again from Guelph, is that increasingly you also use teaching, or efficiency or efficacy in teaching for making decisions on whether one gets promoted or gets tenure. That's something that, again, we shall look at carefully and see how we can adopt it to our local circumstances. Oh, quite a lot. To begin with, I mean, at the most elementary level, just the fact that we can bring some of our young members of staff here to spend some time here, and we can also receive some of your students to spend some time in Dar es Salaam, that contributes to our desire to internationalize the student population, and also to internationalize university activities. But also there have been initiatives, I mean, the Institute of Development Studies, for which this project primarily focuses on, has received a number of things, including literature, I think, books. There have been some cooperation in establishing new courses, which has been very successful. The courses have now actually taken up. I think the first batch of graduates graduated this November, no, October it was. So there are a number of tangible benefits in terms of capacity building, in terms of curriculum development, and in terms of international exposure for both our students and our staff.